Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel here at Haven Gardens. I thought while I'm about to pull this out, I would give you guys a look at this. Now I planted 6 different squash plants this year. This is just, technically this was 2 of them. They just did not get going this year here in the Great Lakes region, and we tried, but it just never happened. I never seemed to get, I've got a male flower there, but no female flowers. Like, it just didn't happen this year. But I did get this towards the end of summer, and I thought I would show it to you. This is actually early stages of white powder mold. And if you look at some of the other leaves, this is what happens when it progresses. It's kind of almost a disease on squash plants. I've seen it on my cucumbers before. I've even seen it on carrots. Basically, when there's too much humidity in the air, it does cultivate this kind of mold that grows on it. Now, white powder mold actually has small tendrils that go into the leaf. So once it presents, there's no real way to get rid of it. You just either have to cut the leaf off if you have a very leafy plant. And usually in the summer, what I do is I actually thin the leaves on my squash plants in order to increase air ventilation and reduce white powder mold. But once you actually get to this stage, the only thing you can do is continue to treat the white powder mold. Now, I treat it organically by mixing, say I'll take a gallon container and use ½ gallon water mixed with a ½ gallon of whole milk. I know, seems weird, but I don't like pouring like pesticides into this. My family does eat this, or I sell it. Now what happens is the fat in the whole milk actually binds to the white powder mold, and if you spray it on there during full sunlight, it burns off the mold itself. It helps kill off the mold, but you need the high fat content. It is very important if this is how you're going to treat it. Past summers, what I've done is I've alternated. I have taken out the thicker leaves. When it ends up as a very heavy, big plant, I take out the leaves that look like they're too damp or in danger of going to white powder, and then I spray the remaining ones. Now, if you want to be proactive, you can start spraying these with that mix about early June. It should help prevent it altogether. But once the plant actually presents with white powder mold, I have not actually found a way that will get rid of it entirely. I have friends who also garden, and they are more into the pesticides range, and even they've said nothing they've found has actually killed off white powder mold. It just seems to slow it or stunt it so you can get product off of it. Now, I have used this method of using half water, half milk in the past, and on the 2 plants that I did that with the prior summer, I got about 60 pounds. Basically, you're just holding it off so it doesn't kill the plant while it still produces. What I do is when seed catalog time comes, actually what I start looking for is breeds that are more powder resistant. Here in the Great Lakes region, we do have a high humidity content, even if we don't have a lot of rain sometimes. And the easiest way to take care of this problem is to go looking for one that is mold resistant, and there are certain breeds. Baker's Creek grows, sells, it's a zucchini breed. It's like a Polish gray that seems to resist it really well. Now this year I just put in a Polish gray, and like I said, it didn't bear much this year. We didn't have a lot of rain this summer. It was just hot and dry except for the ambient humidity. So I thought I'd give you guys a look at that. Now what I'm going to do with this is once I pull it out, because I have not gotten a single squash. I mean, if you look at this, all we've got is male flowers. We have no female flowers. I have not gotten a single zucchini off of it this year. So I was actually going to pull it out and start prepping the soil for next year before it goes to sleep in the winter. When I have something that's got white powder mold in it, what I do is I rip it out, dry it, and I actually burn it. While I compost, I don't want to compost the mold into my compost. I don't want to potentially hold on to those spores and spread it into future years. So I let it dry out in a back pit, and then I torch it with my extra wood or any branches that fall, or even if we just do a bonfire in the fall with weeds and all that, that's what I do. Okay guys, got any questions? I would be happy to answer them. I'm gonna see if I can find the link I had that showed where I got the milk water thing. I remember reading once that this was actually something they found in Canada years before they actually came out with Monsanto high-grade poisons. So let me see if I can track down the link so I can put it in the below box. Okay guys, thanks. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. In the meantime, I'm gonna go rip this out.